It is Monday, July 4th in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back for July 4th. It's a big day in the USA, a lot of red, white, and blue. But recently on the channel, there's been a lot of green, Logan. Let's recap yesterday, a 2-in-1 day. Mets first 5, they cashed it for the people. Brewers, Pirates, nowhere in first day cashes. Alec Thomas just missed us away from the sweep, but look at Carlos Carrasco. That's him eating some cookies. Nothing better than that. But in honor of that, that wasn't good enough. A parlay cashes again. I gave you guys an underdog parlay yesterday, or actually 2 days ago it cashed. Yesterday's cashed again, back-to-back. Green, Stanton, Trout, Schwarber, all under in fantasy points. You could have taken their under in bases. They all won a collective 2 for 16. Hopefully you guys tailed on underdog. And in honor of doing that, we got a little inception on the channel. In honor of doing that, we are giving away $100 to a random subscriber, $100 to a random all-star. Look, go hit that subscribe button. If you want to support the channel even more, maybe we've been helping you a little bit, make a little bit of money, hit that join button on the channel. We certainly would appreciate it. And we have a couple new all-stars, Logan. Let's recap them. We got W&S Investments and Wade Breslin. We appreciate you guys as always for hitting that join button. Only $2.99 a month. Helps us really support the channel and do all this research we do for free and do this every single morning for the people. We got 4 picks today. I'm not going to waste any more time. What do you got for the people today, Logan? Because you got 2 picks.
Yeah, I do have 2 picks. And honestly, I wanted to bet the board, but Austin said I can't bet the board. So I'll stick to 2 picks on this one. First one, we're going to a money line pick. Rangers versus Orioles, and I'm taking the Rangers money line. Currently -110 odds on Barstool. Look, congrats, Baltimore Orioles. You broke your 4-game losing streak yesterday, but you're going to start a new one today when the Rangers hand you an L. They got Dean Kramer pitching for him today. 0 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts. He's been really solid. 2.61 home ERA. Dean Kramer, if you look at his stats, you're like, statistically, he's a pretty solid pitcher, right? Now he's facing the Texas offense, and they're a roller coaster. But the over-under set to 9. They have to be expecting a good, output from the Rangers today. Yesterday, I picked against the Rangers. I picked the Mets because I just like the Mets' consistency a little bit better. But the Rangers, their output yesterday kind of set up a good, input today. I think, Texas 8th in at-bat to home run ratio on the road. So clearly they're expecting some home runs. Yesterday, I thought the home run was going to sink our first 5 bet, but it, turns out the Mets had our back. The Rangers do hit a lot of home runs. They have a lot of power hitters in the lineup. 14th in batting average on the road, so about middle of the pack. I'm taking a shot at the Texas hitters to be able to hit Dean Kramer versus Kramer. Marcus Semien 2 for 6, 333 average. There's not really any other hitters that have consistently even really seen Kramer. But you know what? As long as they practice some sort of plate discipline, we'll be pretty solid there. Now pitching for Texas, we got Dane Dunning, 5.58 road ERA and a 1.71 road whip. Yeah, woof. The road whip is a little bit too high, Dunning. You need to cut down on the walks. But you know what? Baltimore is the team to do it against. Baltimore, 25th in walks drawn, 27th in strikeouts. So Dane Dunning doesn't have to be, really super sharp. He doesn't have to pitch a perfect, no mistakes game against this Orioles offense. I think he gets back on track today. I mean, the odds indicate it, right? And Baltimore hitters versus Dunning, Mancini and Santander, 1 for 5. Mountcastle, we love you, Ryan, but you're 0 for 5 versus Dane Dunning. So some of these hitters haven't had great splits versus him. And Baltimore, 4th in bullpen ERA, Texas 6th in bullpen ERA. You look at these, you just do some line reading here. You got high over under. You have essentially a pick 'em, right? Rangers -110. It's pretty much even odds on either team on the money line. I think they're finally expecting Dean Kramer to sort of come back down to earth, maybe have a bad game in this one. And considering both bullpens are sort of, even in that one, I'm going to take a chance on the Rangers on the money line because I do like their lineup a little bit better. But Austin, what do you got for your player prop today?
And you forgot to mention, if it's a full color game, red, white, and blue for the Rangers, you can't beat that. But today we're going to Chicago Cubs Brewers game, going to Mr. Willson Contreras. And I'm taking his over 1.5 bases plus 105 on DraftKings. He is a member of the Cubs. If you don't know his name, well, now you do. Now, Willson, if you've been betting this bet, you've lost 3 straight games as he's gone under 1.5 bases in 3 straight, all of them in Chicago at Wrigley Field against the Boston Red Sox. Went under. Now he's got to change the scenery. He's in Milwaukee taking on Eric Lauer and the Brewers. Now the Brewers, let's be honest, Eric Lauer's not the greatest, and Willson has hit him pretty well. He's actually 3 for 7 lifetime, 429 versus Lauer with two singles and a double, or a home run. So we'll take a home run today, Mr. Willson. We'll take that. But you look at Lauer, he's a lefty, and that's what we want because Willson hits lefties better than almost anyone else in the MLB, hitting 339 versus lefties, 14 extra base hits, and only 62 at bats. I mean, the fact that he has 14 extra base hits, whether that's a double, triple, or home run, is ridiculous. But you look at Lauer, 1.23 whip. He did have a 1.85 whip in his most recent start. It's the guy that's going to throw some stuff down the middle of the plate. We just need Willson to get his bat around and get a barrel on the bat, or whatever you may call it. But look, Wilson's batting 280 on the year. Been pretty solid. I'm not betting the guy that's batting like 220 to hit his over in bases. Been hitting pretty well. It's the guy that also will bat second in the lineup. So just like Alec Thomas yesterday, who did hurt us, we still do look at him. He did have 5 plate appearances, which is what we could potentially see from a guy like Willson Contreras today. I mean, he should get up there at least 4 times, maybe even 5, depending on how the rest of the lineup is hitting for him. And I just think he's going to be able to get it done. The Brewers ballpark, very hitter friendly. And I just think Willson will be able to hit one out, maybe get a double. He gets a lot of doubles on the road, which is fine with me. I'll take a double, but I really like Willson Contreras. I'm taking his over 1.5 base, a little bit of plus value, plus 105 DraftKings. Perfectly fine with that. We'll be riding with Mr. Willson today. But Logan, what's your second pick for the people?
Yeah, you got plus value on yours, so I have to do you one better. I got plus value on mine, right? We're going to the Guardians versus Tigers, game 1 of the doubleheader, right? So pay attention to that. This one's the early start. Plus 120 odds. I'm taking the Guardians run line, so -0.5. Or -1.5. I think they should easily cover this one today. They're facing Garrett Hill. He's making his first start in the MLB for the Detroit Tigers. And, if I'm trying to pull stats, right, I had to pull his stats for the Mud Hens in AAA. Yeah, I don't know what a Mud Hen is until today, right? And back in AAA, Hill had a 4.06 ERA for what that's worth, right? How that translates to the MLB, I have no idea. Cleveland, best in MLB in strikeouts, so have his work cut out for him today, right? In the MLB, you have a lot of hitters that you can't fool. You have to miss a lot of bats. You have to really be on throwing strikes. And you know what? Cleveland's a hard team to do that against. Cleveland's also 12th in batting average on the road, so they find themselves in Detroit today. But you know what? Almost a top 10-ish offense on the road. I'll take my chances. And I pulled some of their splits. How they're batting on the road, right? Jose Ramirez 317 on the road. Ahmed Rosario, 293 on the road, and Steven Kwan, 286 on the road. Having several hitters, bat nearly 300-ish on the road is exactly what we want to see. I mean, Garrett Hill's going to have to be really sharp and on his game today if he's going to be able to stand a chance at covering this one. I really do. One of my favorite things to do is fade pitchers making their first start because they might be nervous. I mean, I'd be nervous. And so we might see a little jitters out of him. Now who's not making his first start? Zach Plesac, right? Plesac 0-1 and 1 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts. His ERA 4.93 road ERA. That's a little high, but I like what he's done for us lately, right? With those 0-1 earned run type performances. Now his whip in the last 3 is also encouraging because Plesac's one of those pitchers that I would categorize as erratic, right? And you don't love betting on those erratic pitchers, but he's tampered down the walks and hits, right? 0.83 and a 1.17 whip in each of those last 3 starts. So, having a whip comfortably, around that 1 range is exactly what we want to see for Plesac. Hopefully he can duplicate that for us today. Detroit hitters versus Plesac, right? I had to pull some of their splits. Castro 4 for 10. He's pretty solid. And Reyes 3 for 7 versus Plesac. But Miggy 2 for 14 and Jonathan Scope 0 for 10. So this Detroit lineup, right? Plesac doesn't have to be perfect. He can give up a few hits here and there. But Detroit 27th in batting average, 29th in OPS, 30th in hits, and 30th in runs. You guys get the idea, right? This is a very back-of-the-pack offense. So they can get a few runners on base, but the question always remains with Detroit is can they turn those into runs? Consistently, it hasn't been the case. And Cleveland has been doing that, right? Now, if we pull, how this late game might be decided, Detroit 3rd in bullpen ERA, Cleveland 10th in bullpen ERA. But what I want to mention, here is a bit of a narrative. We'll see how Detroit manages bullpen arms in game 1 of this doubleheader, right? Let's assume that Hill might have a little bit of a rocky performance. Are they going to want to go out and save him with their best bullpen arms, knowing in a few hours they're going to have to, face game 2 of the doubleheader? I don't really think so, right? They might just let him struggle a little bit. Cleveland might come out with a 3-4 run type lead, through 5, which would be solid. And how the late game of this one translates, I don't know. I think it should favor Cleveland, and I think Cleveland should win by 2+ runs. That's why I'm going to go ahead and take the Guardians run line in this one. I love the value on that one. But Austin,
I love the pick, Logan. But look, you got the red on. I got the white on. What are we missing? We're missing the blue NRFI Nation flags, and it's NRFI Nation time, baby. I know you people love it, and we're gonna get into our NRFI pick of the day. We've been on a pretty good run, hit yesterday, despite a pitching swap on us. Hopefully, we don't get a pitching swap today. Today, we're going Mariners Padres. Taking no one first inning. We just need 6 outs from these fellas. Minus 120 on BetMGM. On the mound for the Padres, Sean Manaea, 8-6 on no one first innings. Look, that ain't great, but it could be worse. There are certainly worse pitchers out there, and he should be able to get through this Mariners lineup, who is only 15th in first inning runs, and something the Mariners love to do, stranding runners on base, man. 27th in runners, batting average, and runners in left and scoring position. Look, this team is going to leave a lot of runners on base. I mean, this is the team that really I'm just concerned about J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez. So they can get him out. I'm confident Manaea can get through these first 3 outs. What about the next guy, Logan?
Yeah, Chris Flexen's been really solid on no-run first innings, right? He's 11-4 on NRFIs this year so far. San Diego Padres, 23rd in first inning runs, so they're definitely back of the pack. We feel great about that. And you mentioned, Seattle, they leave a lot of runners left in scoring position per game. That's what we love to hear, especially in the no-run first inning portion. Well, San Diego also does, right? They're 21st in runners left in scoring position per game. So these two teams, you might have that sweaty runner on second base in scoring position. We might need that out. Well, these two teams aren't, great season-wide on knocking them in. That's what we hopefully need. We need 3 outs on each side. Over-under set to 8. It's actually one of the lower over-unders on the slate. There's a lot of high 9.5 or even 10 over-unders on the game. So if you're looking for a NRFI slate, this might not be your favorite slate, but I think this one definitely stands a chance of cashing. We're gonna get those 6 outs we need and fly the flags. Red, white, and blue edition.
Yeah, there's no better day to fly the flags today. We hope you guys have a great July 4th. I will have another underdog parlay solely because I have to give you guys one. But like I said, if you want to hit that subscribe button, or become an all-star, do that. You have a potential to win $100. I'll do the drawing tomorrow or maybe later on tonight. So we appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. It's completely 100% free. And that Underdog Fantasy Parlay, if you want to sign up for Underdog, one of the partners for our channel, you got to sign up using code COS or the link in the description for 100% deposit match up to $100. It's like free money. And you can tail me today. I'll post the parlay probably in the next hour and a half. So you have some time to get it in before the game start. Have a great July 4th. We'll catch you guys again Tuesday morning. Hopefully we have a special guest in the room. We'll see you guys then. Peace.